UFC Fight Night, Khalil Rountree versus Jamahal Hill is taking place this Saturday. And overall, it's a nice little fight night card. You know, we got Jamahal Hill, Khalil Rountree, Bahamondes Fiziev. We got Blades and Kuniev, the fucking revived version of, like, this fight is never going to happen. I bet they fucking pull out again. Orolbai is on this card. Got Naimov, we got Tagir. We got some good names on this card. So Tony has died. I'm going to be breaking down this card from bottom to top. Let's get straight into it. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. Let's try to get to 300 likes on this video. It means so much to me. And let's get straight into it. We got Mohammed Usman versus Hamdi Al Del Wahab. I don't know how to pronounce this fucking dude's name, but I'm going with Mohammed Usman to win this fight. If we take a look at the fucking record of Hamdi Al Wahab, it says he's 4-0, right? This fight with Dontel Mays, I thought he should have lost it, bro. And he did not look that good in this fight either, all right? And then we got Jamal Pogue's fight. This fight was a split decision. I thought Jamal Pogues got horribly robbed in this fight. Like, I don't think Hamdi did enough to win this fight, and he looked a lot different in this fight than the other fight because it looked like he came off of his steroids that he was on during the regional scene. Mohammed Usman, he's not that good of a fighter either. Thomas Peterson, losing to him, you know, Peterson, he's 8-2 in the UFC, but if you're a good heavyweight, you lose to him. I mean, you beat Thomas Peterson, you know? Like, this dude got flatlined by Shamil Gaziev, all right? If that tells you how good Thomas Peterson is. But you don't have to be a really good heavyweight to beat Hamdi, all right? Hamdi should have lost this fight, and he should have lost this fight. Mohammed Usman can defeat the cans of the heavyweight division. Plus, he has Kamaru Usman in his corner. His brother will be coaching him. Championship level experience right there. I think that Mohammed Usman should get this one done. Next fight on the card, we got Tagir Ulanbekov versus Azamat Maksum. Now listen, I don't understand why this fight is so low on the card. I honestly think that they should have probably bumped fight up on the card a little bit because Tagir Ulanbekov, if you don't know him, he trains with all the brothers. He trains with Habib. He trains with Islam. He isn't that good. Like, he's going to like competitive fights with Tim Elliott. He's like losing to Tim Elliott. At the same time, bro, he's a better fighter than Azamat Maksum. This seems like a way to get one of those Dagestanis on the card. This seems like a layup, you know what I mean? Like this fight with Tyson Nam that he won. I don't think Tyson Nam is all that. And he went to a split decision with him. And then he lost to Charles Johnson. I know I'm a Joshua Van Glazer, and Charles Johnson beat Joshua Van, who's probably going to be like the future of the sport. But I don't think that Charles Johnson is like all of that. I think he's really well-rounded, but he doesn't really exceed in any one dimension. I'm going to go with Tagir Ulanbekov to get this one done. Next fight on the card, dude, I don't give a fuck about this fight. Like, why is this above Tagir? I'm going to go with Claudia Sigula here. I've never watched any of these people ever fight, but this girl's 35 years old. This girl's 26 years old. And speaking of Melissa Mullins, we got her on this card. And I'm picking her to knock out this fucking bum, Dara Zelezhnaskova, in the first round and she's not that good, but at least she tries, and she actually has a physical presence when she's in the cage as well, you know? I have to make that clear. For women, she's not bad, but she actually finishes fights, man. Like, she actually imposes her will in fights. She's a physical person in her fights, so I'm going to go with Melissa Mullins to get this one done. Next fight up the card. This one's really interesting. We got Ismail Nurdaya versus Jung Young Park. Now, here's the thing about Jung Young Park, all right? This guy seems to always be going to a close decision against some of those people that are like on the fringe of the rankings. This guy, he's pretty nasty, all right? Jung Young Park, he's going to close decisions with people. He's one of those fringe middleweights, and I just don't think that this Ismail Nurdayev guy is good enough to hang with him, to be completely honest. We beat Bruno Silva. Big whoop, bro. You beat Bruno Silva in the year of 2024 into 2024, and to be honest, Bruno Silva just didn't look like himself in that fight at all. Now you look, he's just coming off of, like, he literally got knocked out and submitted not even 4 fights ago. Like, this was not even a year ago, 2 years ago. Like, why is this guy so inactive, first of all? And second of all, why is he getting choked out and knocked out 2 years ago and getting signed to the promotion? I think this will just be a classic Jung Young Park. Shoot a couple takedowns, get him on the ground, a couple submission attempts in. He'll take it to a decision. He won't finish him, but he'll dominantly win on the ground. Boring fight. I got Jung Young Park by decision. Next fight on the card, we got Seo Kyo versus Oban Elliott. I'm picking Oban Elliott to win by decision. I would sprinkle on this South Korean guy, but Oban Elliott's good. I think he should get this one done by decision. I think he mixes in the striking and the grappling pretty well. Like, why are we signing people that don't get finishes on Dana White's Contender Series? Like, go get a finish, man. I think 29-28 for Oban Elliott's a fair assessment. Next fight on this card, bro. I'm picking another underdog. I'm picking Bogdan Grad. Like, here's another example of this Contender Series bullshit. Split decision on a Contender Series. Why is he getting signed? You know, he knocked out Lucas Alexander. Lucas Alexander, man, he's one of the greatest fighters in UFC history. Lucas Alexander. He's the definition of a tough out motherfucking beast man, beast mode, Lucas Alexander. You know, this probably might be a dumb pick, bro, but I'm picking Bogdan Grad to win this fight by decision. I don't think he's good enough to finish Muhammad Naimov, but I do think he's good enough. Just impose what he wants to do in this fight. Like, if he wants to win, he can push pace. He can do that, and he'll win. So, next fight on the card, we got Nazim Sadikov versus Nicholas Malta. I'm picking Nazim Sadikov to win this fight by brutal first round knockout. This fight is set up for Nazim Sadikov to win. He's Azerbaijani. If you didn't know, the card is taking place in Azerbaijan. He's coming off a KO win over Ismail Bonfim. I know it says doctor stoppage on Tapology. He basically had him finish in that fight, and then I think it was either a cut or a swelling. I can't remember exactly what it was, but the doctor had to step in. He dropped him bad at the end of the round. Beat Borishev in a striking match. That's not a bad look, bro. Borishev's underrated on the feet. Beat Terrence McKinney. Beat Evan Elder. And had a brutal knockout on Dana White's Contender Series. Sadikov, he's a pretty good fighter. I think that Nicholas Malta is just kind of shit, bro, to be honest. Like, yeah, I guess he beat Tom Nolan. So I'm going to pick Nazim Sadikov to get this one done by brutal knockout. The man, the myth, the legend, Myktybek Orolbai. They're putting the fans on him. They found this guy frozen. Found him after he lost his last fight to Mateusz Rzbeski. They put him back in the cryo chamber, put him back in the museum. Ben Stiller, Night of the Museum, found this guy, started training him, helped him heal up from his last fight. Myktybek Orolbai is gonna go to war again. Now, this Tofik Musayev guy, he has been fighting at Bellator for most of his career, and he's pretty decent. But here's the thing about the Bellator guys. They always bring them past their prime. At one point in time, Tofik Musayev used to be a pretty decent fighter. I've watched a couple of his recent fights, and he's on a 2-fight win streak, which is why they have signed him to the UFC. And the other fact that they signed him is because this is in Azerbaijan, so why not put another one of the boys on the card, right? But I think that Myktybek Orolbai, he just has more heart than this guy, all right? That's what I'm going to say. No, he's better than him. At this stage in their careers, I think he has better striking. He's better at taking shots. He has good ground game. I think this is going to be a really competitive fight. Tofik will probably be landing good shots on him. I think Orolbai will be countering. Yeah, man. I think Myktybek, I mean, no bias here, bro. No bias. I'm definitely not wearing an Orolbai shirt as I'm fucking recording this video. I think Myktybek Orolbai will get this done. Let's talk about the next fight on this card. Curtis Blades versus Rizvan Kuniev. Now listen, Rizvan Kuniev, this guy's a steroid cheat. I'll just say it plain and simple. This guy knocked out Renan Ferreira, and then he popped for the Captain America Super Soldier Serum. If you didn't know what he was injecting, if you go look on Tapology and look at what he failed his drug test for, it was for every single drug that ever existed that could be put into someone's body. He popped for it, all right? Curtis Blades, he is a staple of the UFC top 5. He will knock this fucking bum out, all right? This guy is not that good. And they're bringing him on board. I kind of agree with some people saying that they're just bringing Rizvan on to get knocked out. Because here's the thing, bro. Whenever I'm making a video on this, it's going to come out this week. Whenever the UFC rushes these Bellator guys to the top of the division, they always lose. Whenever they rush these PFL people to the top, but when they build them up consistently, they give them hard, like, if they start them at the bottom, they do good. And if they just fucking feed them to the top, they always lose. Because you have to become a UFC fighter. You know what I mean? Like, For example, DeRitter, I'm going to make a whole video on this, but I'll just explain. They gave him Kevin Holland, they gave him GM3, they gave him Bo Nickel, and now he's getting his Robert Whittaker. This is basically like just giving him the Robert Whittaker right off the bat, and I don't think that's going to work. Because if you look at... I think Curtis Blades is just... He's knocked out so many people. He beat Gelton Almeida. Yeah, he lost to Aspinall. Yeah, he lost to Pavlovich. But his weakness is people that have one-hit knockout power. I don't think Rizvan Kuniev's got that, man. I don't think he's got that. So, yeah. I'm going to pick Razor Curtis Blades to win this by knockout first round. Next fight on the card. This is probably going to be the most controversial take I have on this whole video. But I think Ignacio Bahamondes is going to knock out Rafael Fiziev. I don't think Fiziev is good, bro. I really don't think he's all that. His only legitimate win in 155 is Renato Moicano. I like Moicano, but he's evolved since that fight, first of all. Like, I'm not going to say he's completely shit. That's a good win for Fiziev. But he doesn't have a stand-up game. Moicano doesn't have fucking hands, bro. So, yeah, he stuffed the tough takedowns. He beat Moicano. Impressive. But what has he done since then? Okay, he beat Brad Riddell. Brad Riddell fucking sucks. He beat RDA. Then he loses to Gaethje. A lot of people say that's a robbery. I don't think it's a robbery. I think that Gaethje clearly won. Gets injured in the Gamrot fight, and then he came back on short notice and lost to Gaethje again. Like, Oliveira dropped Gaethje. You know, if you're an elite striker, I mean, Michael Johnson dropped Gaethje. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you 0-2 to Gaethje? I think Gaethje's good, but being 0-2 to Gaethje is kind of crazy. I really like the momentum that Ignacio Bahamondes is carrying with him into this fight, man. And I like the fact that he's a lot bigger than Rafael Fiziev as well. Fiziev, he's been talking about moving to featherweight lately, and honestly, I think that might probably be the move for him, because you look at him against these bigger guys in the division, and he just doesn't have enough. Bro, this guy went to a competitive fight with Bobby Green, man. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think Ignacio Bahamondes is going to land a nice fucking crazy kick, or maybe like a check uppercut, check right hook on Rafael Fiziev, second round. It will be competitive up until then, but I don't think Rafael has enough sting on his shots to put Bahamondes into that danger zone. So, and the main event. And finally, we got the main event. Jamahal Hill versus Khalil Rountree Jr. And here's what I want to say, bro. The fact that 70% of people are picking Khalil Rountree Jr. to win this fight is absolutely ludicrous to me, bro. Khalil Rountree Jr. is fucking terrible at fighting. He is not a good fighter. And I'm going to say that right here, right now, that Khalil Rountree Jr. is a can. Alright? He is not a good UFC fighter. If we look at the win streak that he has been on, this is a Michael Chiesa ass win streak, bro. And it shouldn't even be a win streak. First and foremost, Alex Pereira fight. Let's address that. People say, bro, he almost beat Pereira. He was this close to being the champion. No, he wasn't. He won the first round, right? Had a very competitive first round, but he won. He still got hit in that round. It's not like he dropped Pereira 4 times in the first round. It was a close first round, but he won it. Second round, he goes out there. He drops Pereira at the beginning of the round. Just a flash drop, right? And then he is completely out of gas. So yes, he wins the second round, but he doesn't win the second half of the second round. So he beat Pereira for a round and a half. And people glaze this guy. Dude, he beats people like Batman. He beats people like he owes some money, man. He doesn't do that to people that are good, bro. He really doesn't. So he beat Pereira for a round and a half. And then he got knocked the fuck out. Brutally knocked the fuck out. Like, Pereira entered flow state. It was the best version of Alex Pereira we have ever seen. Khalil Rountree turned into a fucking punching bag when he ran out of gas. And he runs out of gas in all of his fights, bro. I want to talk about this Dustin Jacoby split decision win. One of the worst robberies in UFC history. Let's keep it a buck, bro. Dustin Jacoby won this fight clearly. And they gave it to Khalil Rountree for some reason. This is as bad of a robbery as it gets. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm about to pull up the stats right now. First and foremost, let's look at the other scorecards here. All the media scorecards gave it to Jacoby clearly. And then somehow these motherfuckers give Khalil Rountree 2 rounds, bro. Dustin Jacoby literally landed 40 more punches on Khalil Rountree than Khalil Rountree did. He threw a 35% significant strikes. This is a terrible robbery, and I just don't see how Jamahal Hill can't replicate some of the stuff that not only that Pereira did, but some of the stuff that Dustin Jacoby did. Khalil Rountree is terrible, bro. I mean, let's look at Khalil Rountree's record. He got knocked out. Well, he didn't get knocked out by. Yeah, he got knocked out by Ion Cutelaba. He got knocked out by Johnny Walker. Pretty sure he lost to Michelle Olajaychik, but it got overturned because of some steroid bullshit. He got submitted by Tyson Pedro, bro. He lost to Andrew Sanchez. This guy's record is 14-6, 1 no contest. If you count the Michelle Olajaychik and you count the robbery, this guy is 13-8. This guy is a bum. And he's getting a main event against a former champion in Jamahal Hill. And Jamahal Hill is the underdog. I don't understand these odds, bro. I'm going to be slamming Jamahal Hill moneyline on this. I'm not going to lie, bro. Jamahal Hill destroyed Glover Teixeira. Literally, they poured water on his head in between, and blood came out. That's how bad he beat Glover. And Glover is one of the best fighters at light heavyweight ever. Yeah, he loses to Pereira. You know who else lost to Pereira? Khalil Rountree. You could say it was more competitive. Tomato, bro. They still got knocked the fuck out at the end of the day. And it was kind of a weird moment, all right? I'm not going to defend Jamahal. I think it was fair. But I can see how he got confused in the moment, bro. And then he lost to Yuri Prohaska. So here's what I want to say, bro. People talk about, dude, the Alex Pereira fight with Khalil, it was so close. The fucking Jamahal Hill fight with Yuri was close. He won the second round, and he was winning the third round until he got knocked out. That was on the way to beat Jamahal Hill. Yeah, he has plotty footwork, bro. I think the only 2 things that Khalil Rountree has in this fight is the footwork advantage, and he has a speed advantage. Everything else, Jamahal Hill has the age advantage, the size advantage, the height advantage, the reach advantage. He has every advantage. Khalil Rountree Jr. should be a fucking middleweight, but he's not disciplined enough to make that fucking weight. He's a fucking midget for the weight class, bro. He says he's 6'1" here. I don't believe it, bro. Standing next to Pereira, that dude looked like he was 5'8". Alright? Jamahal Hill is going to be the same size as Pereira, who we've seen Khalil struggle with in the past. Alright? Oh, dude, it just pisses me off that so many people are picking Khalil, bro. Like, dude, he's not a good fighter. Like, legitimately, like, this dude should be like 12-8. Like, his record should be, this guy's like Cody Garbrandt. You know what I mean? That's how I would describe him in this division, bro. If Khalil Rountree is going to win this fight, he has to do it in the pocket. And he is not a better pocket fighter than Jamahal Hill. Okay? Jamahal Hill, bro, everyone hates Jamahal Hill. I get it. Oh, bro, he talks shit to Pereira, bro. Oh, he acts like a black guy. Fuck him, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. I like Jamahal Hill. I like when he talks shit. I like when UFC fighters talk shit and they're not crybabies. Like fucking Khalil Rountree. I hate Khalil Rountree. Okay? I don't like Khalil Rountree, bro. This dude's in a cult. Oh, bro. I'll say this, bro. Jamahal Hill, I still think that this fight will go to a decision. I think it will be similar to the Glover fight in the fact that, here's the thing. Khalil Rountree, he gasses in all of his fights. Alright? Even in the 3-rounders, he's huffing and puffing by the end of them. This is a 5-round fight. Jamahal Hill has gone 5 rounds before. He's had training camps for 5-round fights. He's more experienced. He has a better record. He has less losses. He has the physicality advantage, the strength advantage. Like, you want to say, bro, Khalil Rountree is going to do some unorthodox shit. Jerry is much more unorthodox. And I guess you could say, bro, Jerry beat him. He's going to fucking learn from that Yuri fight. And he's going to do Khalil Rountree dirty. So, yeah, man. I just think that first round, Khalil Rountree will win the first round. But after that, Jamahal Hill, he's going to make his presence known. He's going to land some thudding shots. I predict he will drop Khalil Rountree at some point in this fight. And I'm picking Hill by decision, but he could knock him out too. So I don't understand how Jamahal Hill is the underdog. I really don't. I mean, you could say that they're both shitty. At least Jamahal Hill is losing to the best people in the world. Khalil Rountree is losing to Dustin Jacoby. He's losing to Alex Pereira. He's losing to Johnny Walker. It's pathetic, alright? But don't let this distract you from the fact that Paul Craig is better than both of them. I'm just kidding. All right, that will do it for the video. If you like the video, like, subscribe, do all that YouTube shit. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.